On tonight's South Bank show, the work and music of Paul Simon. Hello, for 3 decades, Paul Simon has established himself as one of the world's best-known and best-selling singer-songwriters. Tonight we look at his career, from the early partnership with Art Garfunkel to solo success, and follow him on the 1991-92 World Tour, which took him as a performer to South Africa, where he recorded the acclaimed and controversial Graceland's album released in 1986. Simon and Garfunkel met at junior high school, and their partnership really took off in 1965 with The Sound of Silence. They went on to have a string of hits, culminating in 1968 when they had 4 of the top 5 American albums. They broke up in '69 after Bridge Over Troubled Water, but have occasionally got back together, and our film includes some unique footage of that. After the split with Garfunkel, Simon continued throughout the 70s to enjoy great personal success with albums like There Goes Rhymin' Simon and Still Crazy After All These Years. Then his career hit a slump, perhaps because of a shift in emphasis to writing, producing and acting in films and television. But in '86 he smashed back to the forefront of pop music with the Graceland's album. Our film opens on the Asian leg of the 91-92 World Tour.
We're playing in Canton in a stadium, I think that holds about 25,000 people, and I don't know what to expect. I sort of assume that they're not familiar with my music.
He's really 著名有名點講
Famous.
We like his in the TV set. He's really 英俊點講 handsome man. Yes.
Yeah.
We like his music very much.
He loved that he had friends in all kinds of different neighborhoods. I can see Paul now on my street in 72nd Avenue, on his bike, standing there with pride about how he knows Steve Moss over at Jamaica, and he knows these people over at Forest Hills, and he's working all these crowds. And Paul has an instinct for popularity, which extended ultimately to the world.
I can't run, but I can walk much faster than this can't run, but I can't run, but I can walk much faster than this can't run, but a cooling system burns out in the Ukraine. Trees and umbrellas protect us from the new.
The Chinese audience, they told me there hadn't been a big show there since 1945. So this was the first, big show.
The event itself was a very special night. To see those faces just having such a good time. But it was a very surprising night. The announcement that they made prior to the concert, in fact, was that there would be no dancing and no overt shows of emotion. You had a feeling that there was a touch of danger in the air somehow.
When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, well, I will dry them all, I will brush them all away. I'm on your side. When times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down.
I love that audience. I love that audience. They didn't know how to act or what to do. But the people from Hong Kong getting up and dancing, that was fascinating to the Chinese audience. Well, about halfway into the show, the local audience started to get up and dance in a Chinese kind of way.
It was doubly impressive because you felt they were actually defying the law somehow.
See how they shine, like silver on the waterside. If you need rain,
That's what really these shows are about. They're about being free.
I'm sailing right behind, oh, just like a bridge over troubled waters. I will ease your mind.
I wrote Bridge Over Troubled Water for Artie's voice. Actually, I wrote it and said, I won't be able to sing this one. I think Artie will have to sing this.
And here it goes. When you're weary.
When his performance of it would produce this incredible reaction, and I would be standing in the wings, and Artie would be taking his bow, I would think, author.
I will drive them home.
But he did a great job of singing, and it still stands up to this day.
I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough.
When I grew up, it was just by rote that I thought whatever they're doing, don't do that. That's been covered. That's boring ground. Imagine that you're going to be a rock and roll singer and you're going to have your own record on the radio. No one in the neighborhood's thinking that way, except one other person, 3 blocks away.
I don't think I wanted to be anything until I heard rock and roll. And that's what I wanted to be.
First thing I remember, I was lying in my bed, well, but I couldn't have been no more than 1 or 2. And I remember there was a radio coming from the room next door. My mother laughed the way some ladies do. When it's late in the evening and all the music is seeping.
When Paul was 13 years old, he got a guitar. And, I'm with this stuff, And he's like into,
He knew that being the singer was a key to popularity and that the girls were making a fuss over me and that they had this angel's image as a singer. And I would sing in the synagogue, and Paul says that it gave him the idea of being a singer, that this was sort of a ticket to go someplace.
Well, the next thing I remember, I'm walking down the street. I'm feeling all right with my boys and with my troops, yeah. Down along the avenue, some guys are shooting pool, and I heard the sound of acapella groups, yeah.
So we would go over to Artie's house to rehearse and, to sing. Well, we were imitating the Everly Brothers. And made up a song. Two teenage kids, and we made up a song.
Hey, schoolgirl in the second row.
When he was 16 years old, he had a hit record with Artie called Hey Schoolgirl, and he went on American Bandstand, and he was amazing.
This is our first career, our little Tom and Jerry career. Those were our names then. We're there with Dick Clark on the set. And Dick Clark is interviewing us, and we are nervous. This is new stuff. Where am I from? I'm from Forest Hills. Where are you from, Paul? I'm from Macon, Georgia. And Paul's completely serious with a southern accent. He's from Macon, Georgia. At that moment on camera, I realized My friend here is wild. He'll say anything. Now that he's got his opportunity to be a star, he ain't Paul Simon anymore. He's this guy from Macon, Georgia.
The first time I heard Elvis Presley, I was in the back seat of my parents' car. The announcer said, wherever he sings, there are riots. He said, his name is Elvis Presley. There was nobody named Elvis anywhere in the vicinity of Queens, that I knew of.
Paul was very much taken with Elvis, as any red-blooded kid would be.
And he combed his hair like Elvis Presley.
Spit curl hanging down.
The buttons open and the collar up and the belt. You wore your belt. It was like worn like this far down from the top of the pants.
When I learned to play some little guitar, I was on the rage in this funky bar. I stepped outside to smoke myself a J. When I come back to the room, everybody just seemed to move. I turned my amp up loud, I began to play. Late in the evening now, and I blew that room away.
I don't think my dad liked rock and roll when it first came out. I think that's probably a typical reaction of parents. But the presence of my dad as a musician is just indisputable. He played on a bunch of records, the early records, with my brother. Paul was smitten by rock and roll. He was the perfect candidate. He loved it. I mean, he inhaled it.
First thing I remember when you came into my life, said I won't get that girl no matter what I do. Well, I guess I've been in love before. Once or twice I've been on the floor, but I've been a long more. Wonder when did I love you? And it's late in the evening now, and all the music is seeping through.
A school girl brought us into this show where we were the only white act on the show at the Hartford State Theater.
Well, at that point, just going to Hartford was a kind of an exciting journey. And my father drove us up, and we checked into a hotel. That was exciting.
The opening act was Little Joe and the Thrillers, who sang Peanuts. Peanuts, peanuts. Thurston Harris sang Little Bitty Pretty One. These were hits then, and that was part of that lineup, and Laverne Baker was on the show, and we were the middle-class white act that came on with our songs.
First thing I remember, I was lying in my bed, well, but I could have been no more than a one-off. I remember there was a radio, was coming from the room next door. My mother laughed with some ladies. When it's late in the evening now, and all the music is seeping.
Paul, I said, well, here's the turned-on kid in the neighborhood. This is the guy with the energy and the humor and the sense that life is more than just this neighborhood.
Fog's rolling in off the East River bank like a shroud. It covers Bleecker Street, fills the alleys where men sleep, hides the shepherd.
Artie was a great enthusiast, so he encouraged me to write.
We did give each other a quality that each of us wanted from the other, as if we were trying to make one perfect person together.
I mean, I think he just gave me the confidence that I probably wouldn't have had by myself. I think I would have been shy to do that without Artie.
Maybe Paul was saying, if somebody who's taller and blonde and sings likes me, I must be cool. So I guess he was using my popularity as part of who he was. But I was using his drive to get someplace because I'm more of a laid-back guy and always was. I don't think I would have had the career I had if it weren't for the engine that Paul Simon is.
At this point, I had moved on to a job working for a music publisher. And my job was to try and take the songs in their catalog and get artists to record them.
And at Columbia Records was Tom Wilson, who had just recorded Bob Dylan in a new electrified way. Well, Paul showed him the E.B. Marks songs. Then he said, I write my own songs. Let me show them to you. Tom says they're great.
So I said, well, actually, I sing with another guy. And
I'll bring them down. You'll like the songs even better when you hear how we do them.
He said, yeah, I would like to hear you sing it.
We had our years and million hours of rehearsal behind us from our teenage days, so we could make songs have a very tight, professional, commercial sound to them.
And we went into the studio and we sang 3 or 4 of my early songs.
And they signed us.
And tonight will be all I have left to recall.
They never could give us a name. Nobody could ever figure out what to call this group. So by default, we were our real last names.
It was the first time that any showbiz stars had a name like Garfunkel. It was a small but exciting thing when it happened.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you.
I remember the night that I heard Sounds of Silence for the first time. I'll never forget it. He called me in, he said, listen to this, and he starts to sing it, and it was a totally different style. And it was obviously the start of his folk stuff, and the words of the prophets are written on subway walls and tenement halls. Whoa! I doubt that I would have written a song like The Sound of Silence had Bob Dylan not broken that ground and made it possible to write a song about subject matter that was, not teenage life, teenage love, teenage whatever.
I turn my collar to the cold and damp.
After it was out about a year and already considered dead, a radio station in Gainesville, Florida began to get requests for the song The Sound of Silence.
So that filters its way back to the home office in New York, and during that summer of '65, they overdub electrified instruments on that record. Musicians are brought in, and we know nothing of it.
We were sitting in the car, smoking, and Sound of Silence came on, and they said, #1 record, The Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel. We were just sitting there at night. We didn't have anything to do. And Artie turned to me and he said, those guys must be having so much fun.
And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. And the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was forming. And the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls, the tenement halls, whispering the sound of silence.
When the record's #1, you go, I am now going to be living a different life. I've been catapulted out of whatever I used to be doing.
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me. Aren't you?
And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you know.
It was 1968 when part of the world was on fire in Vietnam, and the Beverly Hills part of the world that the picture took place in was laden with objects and with status. And to a large extent, that's what The Graduate was about. Just as Dustin was grafting a New York Jewish sensibility into a surfboard world, so was, to some extent, Simon and Garfunkel. Paul's lyrics and music and Paul and Artie's voices were so much about longing.
Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you.
And Paul's lyrics were poetic and articulate for a very young sensibility, yet a poet's sensibility.
Sounds of silence.
Some songs I write for the pleasure of writing a song. It doesn't have any great meaning. It's just a song. Songs are nice. People sing songs. Kids sing songs all the time for the pleasure of the singing, the pleasure of the rhythm. London Bridge is falling down. 1, 2, 3, a nation, girls bounce balls and sing. Those are songs. Some songs you try and express yourself emotionally. Those are different songs for me. And they express what I feel, and they relieve tensions that I feel when I express them.
Tonight I'll sing my songs again. I'll play the game and pretend. But all my words come back to me in shades of mediocrity, like emptiness in harmony. I need someone to comfort me.
In the years of Simon and Garfunkel, Paul was very busy suffering. Maybe it was a pose he played, but Simon and Garfunkel and the fun of making it did not give him great fun.
Home, where my thoughts are escaping. Home, where my music's playing. Home, where my love lies waiting silently for me. Silently for me.
We had very good years in 65, 6, 7, 8. At 69, I think we had been traveling so much together and we were so forced to be together through the power of business. It began to tell on our friendship, which was always true. It always was what it is. We would never let ourselves be forced into a friendship because it works or anything. So because it was always either true or nothing, it began to be abrasive, to be so forced together and tour.
All right, then start on the lower note.
Don't. Just let me get the chords for it before I get the note. You sing it and get them both parts in your head, and then I'll learn it. We had a difficult time finding common ground. But the reason that we broke up was just we were kids and we didn't think it was a big deal to break up. So we broke up.
So long, Frank Lloyd Wright.
The problems with Artie are, I think, working out the last bit of adolescence, competitiveness, or whatever that rivalry. So when it doesn't work on a pretty childish level. You always sing this.
No, I sing it off mic to the show.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm always waiting to hear me play my last thing.
And I'm on top here.
Yeah. Here we go.
It's kind of oblivious to your last lick. I always think, well, that's the guitar. It's doing. You're thinking of that? It's doing its part. You're singing with me.
The song is
Forget about the
essentially
guitar.
over now. I'm just making my last little comments.
Oh. You're gonna have to pick sooner or later. Is it me or the guitar? Are you going to Scarborough Fair? It feels low. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
It's only a half tone. Had we not broken up for personal reasons, we would have broken up for musical reasons. But it's a very special period when you're working together and you agree, and the two people's ideas are better than one. It's special. And it lasts for a certain period of time, and then it goes away. That's it. It doesn't come back.
I am just a poor boy, though my story is seldom told. I squandered my resistance for a pocket full of mumbles, such are promises.
All lies and jest, still a man hears what he wants to hear, disregards the rest. Oh. La la la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Asking only a workman's wages. I come looking for a job, but I get no offers. Just to come on from the horizontal 7th Avenue. I do declare, well, there were times when I was so lonesome, I took some comfort there. La 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 la.
Paul, I think, would naturally be insecure stepping out alone. He'd grown up with Art Garfunkel.
I remember both feelings, really. That I was nervous about it and that I was excited and felt confident about it. La la la, la 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 la, la 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 la. La 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 la, la 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 la.
There is something I'd like to say to you, and it's been on my mind, and I think that I know you long enough that you're going to take it in the way I mean it, and I just like you to put it in the back of your mind and think about it when there is time to think about it.
Shoot.
The sound of you and Artie singing together is so much better than either of you singing alone.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping.
One thing that makes a person funny is when they like to laugh themselves. I find him quite funny. He enjoys doing things, and naturally he goes into moods when you're working, because he is a serious, very thoughtful person.
You know, I said when the turkey concept was first brought up, I said there's a very good chance I'm going to end up looking stupid if I come out wearing it. I mean, everyone said, oh, it's Thanksgiving, go ahead, you know. I felt it was not in any way in keeping with my image, the lyrics, the boxer, any of those songs. They said, hey, you know, you take yourself so seriously. Why don't you stop taking yourself so seriously for a while, loosen up a little bit, and maybe people will laugh. You want to be Mr. Alienation? You can be Mr. Alienation. Well, I didn't want to be Mr. Alienation. I want to be a regular guy, but I feel this has just been a disaster.
You are never funnier than when you take the thing you're most vulnerable about, which everyone else knows you are, and cop to it and play with it.
I seldom inhabit another character other than Paul Simon. I know a lot of people feel like his work at times is autobiographical, but it's really not the point. They got a wall in China. It's 1,000 miles long. His big gift is that he can nail a situation so that you say, boy, do I know what he's talking about. And I got a wall around me that you can't even see. Took a little time to get next to me. I'm more comfortable writing than performing. I like the imagined me more than I like the photographed me. I'm not naturally extroverted. It takes a while for me to switch my brain from being a writer and a studio worker to someone who stands up on the stage and is the center of attention.
When she rolled out of bed and she ran to the police station. When the papa found out he began to shout, he started an investigation. It's against the law. It was against the law. What the mama saw, it was against the law. The mama looks down, she spits on the ground every time my name gets mentioned. Papa said, oh, I forget that boy, I'm gonna stick him in the house detention. Well, I'm on my way now. I don't know where I'm going. I'm on my way now. I'm taking my time, but I don't know where. Goodbye to Rosie, the queen of Corona. I see me and Julio down by the schoolyard.
So this is our block, 70th Road. A lot of stickball played in this, in here, and on 141st Street, the wider block. Everybody called my brother Lefty in those days when he was a kid. That was sort of his calling card. For quite a while, we shared a room, and I think those were when we had our best laughs. And I just had this recollection of my mother pounding on the wall, you know. Boys, go to sleep now. You know, typical brother stuff.
And I'm on my way now. I don't know where I'm going. I'm on my way now. I'm taking my time, but I don't know where. So goodbye to Rosie, the queen of Corona. I see me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Julio down by the schoolyard. I see me and Julio down by the schoolyard.
My childhood was a very happy childhood. My family it's a very small family. I mean, actually, we all are very small, but I didn't mean that. It was just the four of us growing up, but it was a very close family and stayed close. Really, the strengths that I got, I did get from my family. I've had a very, very lucky life. Just extraordinarily lucky. In almost every area except personal relationships. I used to have a dog.
Oh, what happened? Did he die?
Oh, no. He's very much alive. He's my ex-dog. He lives with my ex-wife in my ex-apartment.
Oh. Do you have any kids?
I have a son.
Your ex-son?
No, he's not in the ex group.
Oh.
He'll always be my son.
I was about 2 when my parents were divorced. It just seemed natural to me. I lived equally between them, and they only lived 3 blocks away. And get along actually better than most fathers and sons that I know.
My feelings about whether Harper wants to be a musician is that he should be a musician if he feels it. You should put the question of success aside, because the one thing that I'm very uncomfortable with is people who are simply focused on success. And that is their goal. Hearts and Bones was the first album that I put out that really was not a commercial success. It was flop.
On the last leg of a journey they started a long time ago, the arc of a love affair.
And even more devastating to me was that my marriage broke up very soon after it had, we actually got married. That was an intense love affair. But they were so similar. It was almost like there wasn't room for the two of them to exist in the same room. It just, too much horsepower.
Return to their natural course, to resume old acquaintances, and step out occasionally, speculate who had been damaged the most.
When you have a career crisis and when you have a personal crisis, you can get thrown into a tailspin. And that's what happened then. And I began to come out of it when I started to get interested in South African music. And I wasn't thinking about making a record at all. I just was thinking that I liked this music. I had this tape called Gumboots Accordion Jive Hits, which I was playing in my car for months. It's just an instrumental album. Then I noticed that I was singing whenever the album was playing. I was singing over it.
I was having this discussion in a taxi heading downtown. Started rearranging my position on this friend of mine. He had a little bit of a breakdown. I said, hey, breakdowns come and animals breakdowns go. So what are you gonna do about that? That's what I'd like to know. And you don't feel you could love me, but I feel you could.
I truly believe that he would have taken a trip down the Nile and gone through Africa on a boar. It wouldn't make much difference because he didn't have anything to lose.
And there was something about that was liberating. Once you accept that no one's paying attention and you're not supposed to do anything but what you're interested in, there was something very comfortable about that. My first trip to South Africa was so contained. It was so much about the recording studio and meeting musicians. I'm very comfortable in the studio and I'm very comfortable with musicians. I've worked with musicians from a lot of different places. I realized that if you really wanted to get the sound that you love, it wasn't really logical to ask somebody to imitate somebody else who knew how to make that sound naturally. I met Ray in the second week that I was there, and he was the first musician that I met who was, he was really a great studio musician. He was the key, because he could lead me where I wanted to go. Graceland never could have been done without Ray.
Paul, when he first came down here, it wasn't much of a musical lesson that we got from him. He was interested, He was more of a student. And then later on, when we carried on with the project, he became so much in control that he showed his leadership quality.
I know what I know. I know what I know. We come and we go. We come and we go. I know what I know. I know what I know. We come and we go. We come and we go. Oh, oh. Well, I know. It's in the back of my head, in the back of my head, in the back of my head. It's in the back of my head, in the back of my head, in the back of my head. It's in the back of my head, in the back of my head, in the back of my head. And I know what I
know. People said, oh, he went to revitalize his career by using African rhythms. I mean, nobody thought that was a good idea.
shining like a national guitar. And I'm following the river down the highway through the cradle of the Civil War. And I'm going to Graceland, into Graceland, in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm going to Graceland. Poor boys and pilgrims of families, and we are going to Graceland. My traveling companion is 9 years old, the child of my first marriage. But I've reason to believe we both will be received in Graceland.
I was singing those lyrics before I'd ever gone to Graceland. In fact, I went to Graceland when I finally gave up thinking that I was going to change what the song was about, because I desperately did not want to write a song called Graceland on a South African, based album. But it just wouldn't go away. So finally I said, well, obviously I'm meant to write this song, so I better go to Graceland. I've never even been there. But when I went to Graceland, I realized that I could feel relaxed in the fact that the song had nothing to do with Elvis Presley or Graceland. It had to do with finding a metaphorical Graceland, a state of grace, a state of acceptance.
But I've a reason to believe we all will be received in Graceland. There's a girl in New York City who calls herself the human trampoline. And sometimes when I'm falling, flying, tumbling in turmoil, I say, whoa, so this is what she means. She means we are bouncing into Graceland. And I see losing love is like a window in your heart. Everybody sees you're blown apart. Everybody feels the wind blow. To Graceland, to Graceland. Well, I'm going to Graceland. For reasons I cannot explain, there's some part of me wants to see Graceland. I may be obliged to defend every love, every ending, or maybe there's no obligations now. Maybe I have a reason to believe we all will be received in Graceland. And I'm going to Graceland. Graceland, to Graceland, I'm going to Graceland.
I'm not on a mission. I don't think politically or culturally first. I think musically. Today's concert will be about the music of South Africa and the music from the Graceland album.
His first word to me, just greet me and ask, is this Joseph Shabalala of Ladysmith Black Mombazo? And I responded, he said, I'm your fan. Ladies with Black Mambazo fan. I said, in America, there's Ladies with Black Mambazo fan. And he said, yes, I'm the only one.
When I met Joseph, he gave me about 20 tapes. And I used to listen to those tapes on my Walkman and fall asleep at night when I was over there. And it really didn't occur to me to work with him because I was actually very intimidated by the group. I couldn't figure it out, how they were doing what they were doing. It was so different and so, rhythmically sophisticated. So I never thought that I would be able to, first I never thought that they would be interested in working with me. And then I didn't think that I could possibly solve the puzzle of how to write something.
Homeless, homeless, moonlight sleeping on a midnight lake.
It came into my mind that Paul Simon was sent by God in South Africa because that was my dream, to promote our culture.
As far as Graceland was concerned, it highlighted the plight of South African people with all the political upheavals and all, that they needed people to champion their struggle. And Graceland did a great job.
He did a great job in disseminating South African music and in saying this is South African. Graceland was pretty much a good thing, except that there's still this guy, this guy with a little voice standing in front of this great choir. I mean, it's kind of like I went to Machu Picchu and here's this picture of me and that's Machu Picchu way in the background. There's also that feeling that this guy's a carpetbagger. He waltzes into town, he takes the most catchy thing he can find, he brings it back and it's his hit. And it's a complicated thing because I'm not saying it's bad, I'm saying it's blatant.
Anybody is entitled to record with anybody else anywhere, and you don't erect barriers between cultures. You tear down barriers between cultures.
I mean, on the one hand, musical ideas belong to everybody. On the other, music is a sign of a culture, and if you take the sign and sort of leave the culture behind, it sometimes leaves a really hollow feeling to me.
If I were a black artist, I don't think this would have happened to me. I think the main reason that I was being criticized was because I was white.
Too long, artists have went and stolen African qualities in their music. It's nothing but stealing. It ain't nothing but stealing.
First of all, I was invited there. I was invited by black musicians. They had a very specific purpose. They wanted to get their music out.
They wanted money. They need money.
Yes, but that's an absolutely valid reason. You listen to this record. You try and make a hit out of that. You think it's easy to make a hit out of it? You think you can just listen to this and then go and say, oh, I know a great idea. I know a great way to steal some money. I'll go to South Africa, I'll listen to some Sotho music, and I'll come back here, and I'll write a song, and I will make money off that.
We, as South African musicians, we were using him more than he was using us, if ever there was any word like using. Because here we were, isolated from the world and trying really hard to get involved in the international community. And it wasn't happening. Then suddenly there was this guy who was known and was writing beautiful words. And I thought that maybe if we mix our rhythms with his thoughts, we might get some kind of musical osmosis which would simply say, this is the direction of music.
She don't try to hide it. Diamonds on those shoes. He's a poor boy, empty as a pocket, empty as a pocket, with nothing to lose. Sing ta-na-na, ta-na-na. She got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Ta-na-na, ta-na-na. She got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Poor boy, diamonds on the soles of her shoes. crazy. She got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Well, that's one way Lucy's walking blues. Diamonds on the soles of her shoes. She's physically forgotten, but then she slipped into my pocket with my car keys. She said, you have taken me for granted because I please you. Where these diamonds? And I could say, ooh. As if everybody knows just what I'm talking about. As if everybody here would know what I was talking about. Talking about diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Crazy, I got diamonds on the soles of my shoes, yeah. Well, that's one way Lucy's walking blues, walking blues. Diamonds on the soles of our shoes. Ta-na-na-na, 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 ta-na-na-na. Ta-na-na-na-na, 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 ta-na-na-na-na. It's a rare opportunity to have a symmetrical ending to an episode. It really, this all began with Graceland, and it's almost poetic to be able to end it that way.
I couldn't really imagine what it's gonna be like when we come and play at home.
No, I feel good to be home. It feels good to be home.
It's been 6 years since Graceland came out and became a success all around the world. Miriam Makeba, who had toured with us, always used to say, it's my prayer that someday I will be able to invite Paul Simon to a free South Africa. We had no idea at that point that that day would arrive so soon.
Black South African group is threatening violence to bring the curtain down early on singer Paul Simon's South African tour. The Azanian youth organization wants sanctions against South Africa to remain in place until the black majority rules that country.
We are anticipating violence. Police are going to be involved, and violence may erupt.
We've come all this way, and I don't think we should be deterred because of a small group of radicals.
I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, and
A threat is like you got to come to my face and say you're going to do something to me. I don't pay you no mind.
A hand grenade was thrown at a building housing sound equipment to be used during the concerts. More violence was threatened unless Simon called off the tour.
Well, my question is, how much disruption are they capable of doing?
I don't know really. Until I hear their last word, it's a question mark really.
I think the security is very tight here. This is a very high-profile thing, and they're going to do their utmost best to make us feel safe. We should just believe in that what they're saying.
I don't really think there's any danger to us, But once we get in the stadium, what disruption they can pull off, I really have no idea. Because you can't get within 2 blocks of the stadium without a ticket. You can't get into the stadium without passing through a search on a metal detector. Still,
the bottom line is that we are musicians. And seeing that we're musicians, I would rather die on stage singing than taking somebody else.
Maybe a number or two is bound. Maybe one number doesn't go over.
Give me a hearing. I would rather die on stage singing than to die doing something that I don't believe in. We do it, we will be achieving a lot, not only us, giving hope where there is really hope.
Without having completed my discussions, I think I can say that the threat of violence is gone. And I personally believe that the show will go off peacefully.
First question would like to clarify is that there is no guarantee that my organization has given to Mr. Paul Simon about violence not taking place at the stadiums. We have proposals to make, and it is those proposals which will decide the fate of the concert.
I don't even think in their mind's a double cross. I think it's amateur hour, period. That's what it is. I don't know what they're so engrossed in, getting attention and making a list of demands. Then they say, well, okay, if we allow these 2 concerts as if they're in control, then would you be willing to cancel the other 5? Join up,
I've been playing music for the last 36 years. I've never experienced anything like this.
Nobody knows what's going to happen.
They quarantined off 2 blocks around the stadium. There were a lot of dogs.
There was the fear that something terrible was going to happen. I think they're closer to violence because that whole society is violent and doesn't take that much to push it.
You can see the guys are a bit nervous. Just scary. And the soldier dies with his gun in hand.
It was a slow day, and the sun was beating on the soldiers by the side of the road. And there was a bright light, a shattering of shop windows. The bomb and the baby carriage was wired to the radio. These are the days of miracle and wonder. This is a long-distance call. The way the camera just follows us in slow-mo. The way we look to us all. The way we look to a distant constellation that's dying in a corner of the sky. These are the days of miracle and wonder. Don't cry, baby, don't cry, don't cry.
Whenever I was singing, closing my eyes to get into the song, I'd think, I may never open my eyes again.
A dry wind is swept across the desert and it curled into the circle of birth. And the dead sand falling on the children, the mothers and the fathers and the automatic earthmen. These are the days of miracle and wonder. This is the long distance call. The way the camera just follows us in slow-mo. The way we look to us all. The way we look to a distant constellation that's dying in a corner of the sky. These are the days of miracle and wonder. So don't cry, baby, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
They said to Ray, as we were driving up to the stadium, they said, we know where you live, Fury. After everybody goes home, we know where you live.
Of miracle and wonder. This is the long distance call. The way the camera just follows us in slow-mo. The way we look to us all, oh yeah. And the way we look to a distant constellation that's dying in a corner of the sky. These are the days of miracle and wonder. So don't cry, baby, don't cry, don't cry. It's a turnaround jump shot when it's everybody jump star when it's every generation throws a hero up the pop charts. Well, medicine is magical, magical is art. Think of the boy and the bubble and the baby with the babbling heart and the babbling. These are the days of lasers in the jungle, lasers in the jungle somewhere. Staccato signals, constant information, a loose affiliation of millionaires and billionaires and baby. These are the days of miracle and wonder. This is the long distance call. The way the camera just follows us in slow-mo. The way we look to us all. The way we look to a distant constellation dying in a corner of the sky. Miracles and wonder. Don't cry, baby, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
There was a sense of exhilaration in the audience.
Thank you very much.
That we hadn't been intimidated. Just a sense of relief that it came off. We acted in a a sane and dignified way. And we fulfilled our promise. We did all the workshops. We did everything that we promised to do. I think we probably made as big a contribution as anyone could have possibly have made at that time. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to write something bad. You can always edit it out. You can always throw it out later. Let it come. Let it come. That critical part of your brain that keeps telling you something is wrong, that's how you get a block. That's how you get a writer's block. Frustration's part of the gig, no question about it. Just hang in there, keep thinking, tell the truth, search your heart.
Joseph's face was black as night. The pale yellow moon shone in his eyes. His path was marked by the stars in the southern hemisphere, and he walked his days under African skies. This is the swift how we begin to remember. This is the powerful pulsing of love in the vein. After the dream of falling and calling your name out. These are the roots of rhythm, and the roots of rhythm remain.
Once we left Johannesburg, there was the sense of what everyone had hoped was going to happen. That this concert was going to symbolize a kind of coming together.
Tama wema wetu yakana njalo lendaba ya mama iti yakana njalo lendaba weyene
I don't think of Paul as being so much political as a man who cares about the things he cares about. Talent, a kind of brotherhood of talent around the world.
Homeless, homeless, we will not sleep on a midnight lake, and we all...
His trip to South Africa is the extreme example of that. They are political acts, but they're motivated by humanistic feeling, and because, quote, political considerations don't concern him. The human consideration is what draws him forward.
Strong wind, destroyed our homes. Many dead tonight, it could be you. Strong wind, many dead tonight, it could be you. And we are homeless, homeless, we moonlight sleeping on a midnight lake. Homeless, homeless, we moonlight sleeping on a midnight lake. Somebody say, somebody sing, hello, hello, hello. Somebody say, somebody cries, why? Somebody say, hit your man up, hit your man up. It's a man up. Somebody say, somebody sing, hello, hello, hello. Somebody say,
Somebody cry, why? Kuluman, Kuluman is his word. St. John, Baya, Jabula, Basitana, Yo.
Thank you so much. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. That was my first time in America to hug a white man. I don't call him a white man. I call him a human being. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Lady Smith Black Mambazo, Joseph Shabalala.
We had a very strong bond. The whole group, and Joseph in particular, they're very positive thinking people, church people, and very much about the potential that music has and the spiritual aspect of it. And I think it lapped over, it overflowed, and it splashed onto me. Artie and I also came together because of music, but found that we had a lot of other things that we shared. I mean, we made up our sense of humor together. We shared these incredible years when we went from being students to being rock stars. It was an extraordinary passage of time, and Artie's the only person that knows about it.
Time it was, and what a time it was, a time of innocence, a time of confidences. Long ago it must be, I have a photograph. Preserve your memories, they're all that's left here.
I don't think that anybody who earns their way in the world through the use of their imagination can automatically assume that their imagination is going to provide them, provide for them forever or constantly. I don't think I'm ready to really get back into writing, I mean, there's too many things in my life are happening. I got married in May. I'm gonna have a baby. I have a lot of things in my life that are so big that I'm in my life now. I'm not in my imagination. I'm in my life. If I had to sum up my career, I'd say there's a direct line from The Sound of Silence to Cool, Cool River. The direct line is me, and I'm not a liar. I've been trying to tell the truth.
What is the point of this story? What information pertains? The thought that life could be better is woven indelibly into our hearts and our brains. Like a train in the distance, train, train, train.
Jean-Michel Jarre in a $20 million spectacular. Main Road, Manchester, Wednesday the 1st of September.
Who you gonna call?
They call themselves the Ghostbusters, their mission to investigate the tax affairs of the rich and famous. And this was the chief Ghostbuster, a man who raised billions of pounds in taxes by chasing the phantom fortunes of the major city players. But now he himself has been arrested.
You were dealing with very rich, powerful, wealthy, cross-section of individuals.
Did the man who brought down Azil Nadir go too far? World in Action exclusively reveals the Ghostbuster, Monday at 8:30.
Nighttime programmes coming our way in just a moment with the Bowling Green versus the Black Bull, followed by news of Harrison Ford's new film The Fugitive. No need to run, it's all on Nighttime.